In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Assalamu alaikum students. Our today's topic is very important in chemistry. Symmetry and group theory is one of the best to understand topic in physical chemistry. I have tried my best to make it simplified. You are requested to subscribe the channel as an appreciation. We are starting with symmetry and group theory. Its first lecture is about coordinate system and symmetry elements. We will discuss about the introduction of symmetry, coordinate system, two-dimensional and three-dimensional coordinate system, symmetry elements, which are identity, axis of symmetry and plane of symmetry. These three will be discussed in this chapter, and the next chapter would contain the remaining two. Many of us have the idea of the symmetry and certain shapes, and we are able to classify shapes depending upon their symmetry. Means either the shapes are the symmetrical or non-symmetrical one. We all know that which two types or which two shapes are symmetrically identical, we can recognize that. So idea of symmetry is general in whole life, and we would use it in different ways. A square in some sense more symmetric than a rectangle, while a rectangle is taken to be a more symmetric than that of an arbitrary four-sided diagram in which all the four-sided are not equal. Can we make these ideas precise? One of the most important and beautiful themes unifying many areas of the modern mathematics is the study of the symmetry. In symmetry, actually, we would classify and we would quantify the beauty of the objects, and it is one of the best topic of the mathematics. In order to determine the beauty or the symmetry of the objects, we would discuss about symmetry and group theory. Group theory is an extended form of symmetry in which all the objects having the same symmetry elements are classified into the same groups, and their similarities is determined. Symmetry and group theory is actually a mathematical instrument to quantify a beauty of an object and grouping the objects of the similar beauty or similar symmetry into the same groups. For example, here we have three diagrams in this picture: A, B and C. All these three elements or all these three shapes have four elements of symmetries there. For example, shape A and B have four rotation symmetries. What do you mean by four rotational symmetries? If you take the axis passing through this point perpendicular to the screen, or passing through this point perpendicular to the screen from B shape, and we rotate this shape to 90 degree, then again to 90 degree, after each 90 degree rotation the shape will be identical. Means after rotation and before rotation of 90 degree, you cannot distinguish the shapes either you have rotated or not. It means that each 90 degree rotation in this shape about this axis which is perpendicular to the screen, the shape takes an indistinguishable image. So the rotation up to 90 degree makes this an indistinguishable image. It means that if you rotate this shape about this axis which is perpendicular to the screen to 360 degree, it will give you the same resembled shape or indistinguishable shape four times. So it has four rotational symmetries. Similarly, these shapes also have four rotational symmetries because on rotating 90 degree to this axis passing through this point perpendicular to the plane, and if we rotate this to 90 degree, this position will take the place of this one, so it will give you the same symmetry. So 360 degree rotation about this axis will take the shape similar four time indistinguishable image will be obtained. So it has four rotational symmetries as well. This shape has two rotational symmetries and two planar symmetries, mirror reflection symmetries. What are two rotational symmetries? If we take this one as an axis of rotation here at central position perpendicular to the screen, and we rotate this shape to 180 degree, it will give you the exactly indistinguishable image, and then again 180-degree rotation will make it indistinguishable. So 360-degree rotation will make the indistinguishable image two times, hence it has two rotational symmetry. And when you take the reflection symmetries, what do you mean by reflection? If we have a plane here at this position, a reflection plane means a two-sided mirror. If taken here, the upper half will become the mirror image of the lower half. And similarly, if we take a two-sided mirror here at this position, cutting it vertically from the center, then the left hand side will be the mirror image, right hand side will be the mirror image of the left hand side. So two reflection planes and two rotational symmetries are there. C shape also have four types of symmetries in it. All these shapes have four symmetries. These A and B have four rotational symmetries, while the C has two reflection planes and two rotational symmetries. Coordinate system. What are coordinate system? A system which uses two or more number of coordinates to determine the position of a point uniquely in a given frame of reference is called as a coordinate system. Here we have two type of coordinate systems. One is called as a two-dimensional coordinate system and second one is called as a three-dimensional. Two-dimensional coordinate system is used to locate a point in a plane, while a three-dimensional coordinate system is used to locate the position of a point in three-dimensional space. Here in two-dimensional coordinate system, two coordinates are required to determine the position of a point. For example, here a point P is determined by two coordinates x and y. X is the distance along x-axis. It is the distance whenever you drop the perpendicular from this point. This distance which a point covers along x-axis will be a x, and y is the distance along y-axis which this point is covering. Each point in a coordinate system would have its unique coordinates, and origin is called as a reference point in each coordinate system, and coordinates of the origins are always known. Here this origin have 0 0 coordinates for two-dimensional system, while for three-dimensional system this origin would have 0 0 0 coordinates, and here the point P or any point is denoted by three coordinates along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis. All these lengths which are parallel to the x-axis will be taken to be equal to x. All these lengths which are parallel to the y-axis will be taken to be y, and all these lengths which are perpendicular or parallel to the z-axis are taken to be z coordinates. So a point is mentioned by three coordinates. Each point have its unique coordinates in each frame of reference. The coordinates of two points can never be same in a coordinate system. What is symmetry operation and symmetry elements? Symmetry operation is the movement of an object into an equivalent or indistinguishable orientation. Means you are watching an object, you are seeing an object, and you make some rotation, some movement in that object, and after that movement, if that object is giving you the same image again, that one will be called as a symmetry operation you have applied. And a point or line about which that rotation or that operation is carried out in order to get the indistinguishable image, that one will be called as a symmetry element. Some of the important symmetry elements are identity, proper rotation axis, plane of symmetry, improper rotation axis, inversion center. We would discuss upper three in this one chapter lecture today. Identity. It's a symmetry elements which is defined only to complete the mathematical operations in symmetry. It's actually nothing to do with that of a molecule. Whenever you are not applying any movement on a molecule, it's obvious that the molecule will give you the same image again and again whenever you are watching or you are seeing it again and again in the same position. It will always give you the same image. So then why identity is required if you are not doing any operation on the molecule? It is due to complete the mathematical operations on a molecule. For example, here two molecules are shown. One is CHFClBr. All the members groups attached to carbon atoms are different. Similarly, SOClBr, all these atoms are different. These are the two molecules which have only identity to be the symmetry elements. There exist no other symmetry elements. If you apply rotation, if you apply a plane, they will not give you the indistinguishable image. So they have only the identity as a symmetry element. Identity has nothing to do with the original object, or if no symmetry operation is applied on an object, it is said to be E is applied. E has the same value in the symmetry as the 0 has in addition and 1 has in multiplication. As you add 0 to any number, the same number will be the answer. Similarly, if you multiply 1 by any number, the answer will be that any number. So identity is a operation, is a element in the symmetry, which if if this identity is multiplied by a rotation, it will give you the same answer, that rotation. It means if you multiply C2 with that of E, the C2 will be the answer. So identity is just taken to complete the mathematical operations in a symmetry. This is a symmetry element which is found in all objects. Identity is the symmetry element which is found in all the objects of the world. The second one, symmetry element, is a proper rotation axis. If an object is rotated about an axis to some angle, giving an indistinguishable image, then it is said that this object has n-fold of proper rotations as a symmetry element. Means if you are rotating an object about any axis and about 360-degree rotation, whenever you make the 360-degree rotation of that object about that pointed axis, how many time it is giving you the indistinguishable or same image, that one will be called as n-fold proper rotation in that object. For example, you are rotating an object up to 60 degree, up to 90 degree, up to 180 degree to give an indistinguishable image. The theta is the angle to which you are going to rotate the object to an angle. Then n is equal to 360 degree over the angle to which you have rotated the object to get the indistinguishable image. For example, here we are talking about C2. So what do you mean by C2? If you rotate the object about some axis up to 180 degree and it is giving you the indistinguishable image. For example, in water molecule, it's a C2 axis of rotation. What do you mean by C2 axis of rotation? It means that whenever you rotate the H2O molecule about this axis to 180 degree, it will give you the same image again. On rotation of 180 degree, this hydrogen would take the place of this hydrogen and this will take the place of this hydrogen atom. So 180 degree rotation will make the water in an indistinguishable form. Mean if you rotate water molecule at 360 degree about this axis, it will give you the same image two times. Hence C2 exists as a proper rotation axis in water molecule. If you talk about ethane molecule, and this is an axis passing through ethane. These are three axes passing through ethane molecule. It's staggered form of ethane. There exist three C2 axes of symmetry here. It means that if you rotate this molecule about this axis, C2 axis, this carbon would take the position of this carbon. and all the hydrogens of upper carbon atom would take the position of lower carbon atom. It means that on 360-degree rotation, this molecule will give you the same image two times. Hence, C2 axis of rotation exists here, C2 symmetry exists here. Similarly, a C2 axis also exists here. There are three C2 axes at 60 degree to each which exist in ethane molecule. C3 is denoted by this triangle. If an object is rotated to 120 degree and it is giving you the same image or indistinguishable image after rotation about an axis to 120 degree, then it is said to be a C3 rotation axis exists there. For example, it's an ethane molecule, staggered form of ethane molecule, and C3 axis is passing through these two carbon atoms. If you rotate this ethane molecule at 120 degree, this hydrogen would take the position of this hydrogen because the rotation will be done like this. This hydrogen would take the position of this and this hydrogen would take the position of this. So the molecule will give you the exactly indistinguishable image after rotation to 120 degree. And whenever you would divide 360 divided by 120 degree, you would get 3. So C3 symmetry exists here. C3 axis of rotation exists here passing through the both carbon atoms in ethane molecule. C4, if 90-degree rotation to some axis or about some axis will take the molecule in the exactly indistinguishable image or indistinguishable form, we say that a C4 axis of rotation exists there. For example, in this tetra as a copper molecule, it's a copper atom, and if you take an axis passing through the copper atom perpendicular to the molecule, on rotation of each 90-degree angle will make the indistinguishable image always. It means that if we make the rotation of the molecule up to 360 degree about this axis, 4 times we would get the same or similar image. Hence it is called as fourfold of symmetry of rotation about this axis. Similarly, here in this one molecule, it's a complex of iron. Here also exists a C5 symmetry, means each 72-degree rotation will make the molecule exactly in a indistinguishable form, means a 360-degree rotation about the C5 axis would give the same image or similar image or indistinguishable image of 5 times. Hence, this molecule would have a C5 symmetry about this axis passing through the iron in perpendicular direction to cyclopentadiene. C6 symmetry exists there in a benzene molecule. If we take the axis passing through a benzene molecule in perpendicular direction to the benzene, there exists a C6 symmetry. What do you mean by C6 symmetry? If we rotate this molecule to 360 degree about this axis, it will give you the same image 6 times. Hence a C6 exists there in the benzene molecule perpendicular to the benzene plane. Similarly, C7, C8, etc. symmetry or axis of proper axis of rotation exist in some molecule. If more than one axes are possible there, for example, in benzene, a C2 exists here passing through this hydrogen, carbon, carbon, hydrogen. Again, a C2 exists here, a C2 exists here, three C2 are like this. Similarly, a C2 passing from the positions in between the two carbon atoms, cutting it half also exists there. There are 6 C2 axes. A C3 axis also exists here along this axis where C6 is existing. Whenever this type of situation is there, more number of axes of rotation are possible, then that axis of rotation about which the maximum fold of symmetry is possible will be called as a principal axis. So for benzene, this C6 is the principal axis to which the maximum folds of symmetry is the maximum fold of rotational symmetry is possible. Next we are talking about the plane of symmetry. If a reflection in a plane leaves a molecule in an indistinguishable form, it will be called as a plane of symmetry. A plane of symmetry is also named as a mirror plane. It cuts the molecule actually into equal halves. Whenever you pass a plane through a molecule, if the half one is identical to the second half one, then it will be called to be a plane of symmetry. Vertical plane of symmetry, there are three types of plane of symmetry. Vertical plane of symmetry, if a plane of symmetry is passing through a axis of symmetry, whenever axis of symmetry exists there in a molecule, and if plane of symmetry is a plane which is passing through the axis of symmetry, then it will be called as a vertical plane of symmetry. But if there are more than one type of more than one type of axis of rotations are possible in a molecule, then that plane which is passing through a principal axis will be taken to be a vertical plane. The vertical mirror plane or vertical plane of symmetry, here uh, whenever you take the molecule of ammonia, it's a C3 axis passing in perpendicular direction through the N nitrogen atom. There are three plane of symmetries, one passing through one hydrogen atom and nitrogen. It is cutting this hydrogen atom and the nitrogen atom, this one sigma V, cutting hydrogen and nitrogen atom into two halves. This hydrogen will become the image of this hydrogen. Similarly, another plane which is passing through nitrogen and another hydrogen. A third one plane is passing through the third hydrogen and nitrogen atom. There are three vertical planes in ammonia. Each is passing through one of the hydrogen and the nitrogen atom, making the other two hydrogen images of each other. So these all are vertical planes, and we denote these planes as delta V, delta dash V, delta V double dash. So these are all vertical planes. We denote vertical plane of symmetry or plane of symmetry as the symbol small delta, and vertical plane as delta V. In case of water, there are two sigma V, two vertical planes are there. Both are passing through the C2 axis. One is cutting all the atoms from the half. The second one plane is cutting only oxygen atom and making one hydrogen as the image of the second hydrogen. Both are delta V planes, vertical planes, and we denote these depending upon the axis delta XZ, which is in a plane X and Z. Delta YZ, it exists in plane YZ. So there are two vertical planes in water molecule, three vertical planes in ammonia molecule. The next type of the plane of symmetry is the horizontal plane. Horizontal plane is a plane which is perpendicular to the principal axis or axis of symmetry. For example, in case of a difluoroethene molecule, there exists a C2 axis and a plane which is cutting all the atoms into two equal halves will be called to be a horizontal plane of symmetry because it is perpendicular to the axis of symmetry. Similarly, if you take benzene 135 triol, what do you mean by benzene 135 triol? It's a benzene. There exists one OH group at the position 1. At position 3 there is another OH group. At position 5 another OH group. 135 triol, benzene 135 triol have C3 axis of symmetry, and whenever you take a plane cutting all the atoms into two equal halves perpendicular to this C3, it will be called as a horizontal plane which exists in benzene 135 triol. The third type of the plane of symmetry is the dihedral plane of symmetry. If a vertical, it's a type of vertical plane. Keep in mind that dihedral plane is the type of vertical plane. And we have talked about vertical plane. Vertical plane is a plane which passes through the principal axis. Means it's a principal axis of benzene and the plane passing through this principal axis will be called as vertical plane. Each dihedral plane is also called as a vertical plane, but each vertical plane cannot be called to be a dihedral plane. That vertical plane which bisect the angle of two C2 axis. So it's one C2 axis, it is the second C2 axis. This one is an angle between two C2 axis. And if a vertical plane is bisecting this angle formed by two C2 axes, then this one will be called as a dihedral plane of symmetry. Benzene has three dihedral plane of symmetry. Each is bisecting the angle formed by two C2 axes. Similarly, if we take staggered form of ethane, it's a staggered form of ethane. There are three C2 axes. Two are shown here. Third one will be like this 60° to this one. And there exists 3 sigma delta D here. 3 dihedral plane of symmetry exists there. Only one is shown passing through this hydrogen atom and carbon. The second one will be passing through this hydrogen and carbon, and third one will be passing through this hydrogen and carbon atom. Each plane is a vertical plane because it is passing through C3 axis, and each plane is cutting or bisecting the angle formed by two C2 axes. So each plane is called as a dihedral plane here. In case of staggered form of ethane, there are three C2 axes and three dihedral plane of symmetry exists there. After learning today's topic, the students must be able to answer all these questions. Assalamu alaikum students. Allah